Hi pretty people, it's Riah and welcome to my channel. Today's just a short get ready with me, and I did prep my face off camera so we don't have to worry about that, but let's get into it. Also, PSA for everyone, if I'm squinting at the camera, it's because I cannot see without my glasses. So I promise I'm not judging you. I literally just cannot see. But getting started, I do use the Believe Beauty Pretty and Primed primer. And I actually love this one, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think that a $5 brand was gonna be that good at first, but I started using it over time and I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of, we're getting somewhere with this. Then I go in with Believe Beauty foundation in the shade Hazelnut, and I try not to use foundation too often like that. I have learned that less is more over time, because back in high school I used to wake up at the crack of dawn to do my makeup, and when I tell you I packed everything on there, I'm being so serious. It was definitely trial and error, because now I'm looking back and I'm like, why was I doing that?
I can't. Get out.
Then I take Essence Baby Got Bronze in the shade Hazelnut Hug. Most of my things are in Hazelnut, but I just put that near my cheeks, on my cheekbones, and just put little dots around my forehead because I try not to do too much on my forehead. And then put a little on my chin, and that's honestly about it for right now. Now with the bronzer on, I normally do my eyebrows right now. I might have to do them off camera because I cannot see. So give me like 3 minutes and I'll be back. Now that my eyebrows are done, I just go in with this little angled brush and spray that and blend out that bronzer that we put on just a minute ago. And I put this LA Ultimate Cover Concealer in the shade Cashew right under my eye, and then I kind of drag it down beside my nose just a little bit, if that makes sense. And then I just use this powder puff to blend it out, which I did see that another girl talked about how much better it was to use a powder puff instead of like a brush or something. Like, brushes do work, but she said she liked the way a powder puff did her concealer, and I was like, I just have to try that to see how it goes. Like, let me just see what it's about. Once I tried it, never turned back. I don't know what it is, but it is literally so good. It definitely gives it like this airbrushed finish type deal, and I can definitely get behind that. And when I blend, I just make sure that this looks like it's just fused together basically. If I need to put a little bit more bronzer or concealer, I just do that, you know, as needed, but I try to make sure that it is quite literally just smoothing into one another, if that makes sense. And then I do the same for the other eye, and that's it for concealer. And then after that, I go in with that bronzer again, the same one, and I just take a little dab on my finger and basically swoop it across my nose. And this is quite literally what I do for nose contour. I put like a small little space for where the highlighter is going to be, and that way it kind of like snatches the nose. And then I just put a little bit on the side. I try not to do too much because I do wear glasses and it will literally all just come off. So I try not to overdo it, but I do put a little bit on the sides. Then I go in with LA Colors pressed powder in the shade Nude, and that's when I kind of cover my under eyes, and that really sets everything to me. That smooths everything out. Normally I do that first, but I just thought I'd go ahead and get my contour over with. And I do put a lot only because of the fact I sweat a lot, and in this summer heat, I step outside for 3 seconds and it's all gone. So that being said, I do sometimes put a lot of powder right under my eyes because of the glasses I wear too. They're a little big, so they do sometimes rub off makeup, but you know, the more powder the merrier, I guess. And the powder that I use is Airspun powder in Honey Beige. I used to use this all the time as like a regular powder, like almost like a pressed powder. That did not work. I soon realized why, and I was like, no wonder, like, my under eye is always creasing and I look weird, like, no wonder. And I realized it's because I was using the wrong powder first. And that's what happens when you do your research, guys. Now, I don't put a lot, but I do put enough on there to make sure that it covers my under eye. And I do put just a little bit on my nose bridge. I know it looks a little bit crazy right now, but when I put these glasses on, it'll make sense, because for some reason putting it on your nose bridge too, for some reason brightens up this whole area, like your under eye. And I kind of liked it after I figured it out. So yeah, that's quite literally all I do. And then next is just highlighter. See guys, this is so quick. Next, I use this highlighter and contour stick, I think from Essence. I don't remember the name or the shade. It's quite literally a little rubbed off. I think it's Stargaze, if I'm correct. I don't really know. I think it's Stargaze. But I just take the highlighter side and put it directly on the tip of my nose. And I bring it a little bit out to the side, just a tiny bit, and then I put it directly in the middle. Then I put a little bit in the corner of my eyes, up near my eyebrows, and then on my chin. And I blend all of that out because I'm going to go over it with another highlighter. So after that, I take the Believe Beauty Highlight Palette in the shade Sandstorm. So I just take this rose gold shade and this light gold shade and put it everywhere I put that cream highlighter. And the only reason I don't use that one that much is because it does look a little orangey tinted on my skin, so it kind of looks odd. And normally I don't wear eyeshadow, but I just use this little powder puff and put a little powder on my eyelids because you can see the oil on my eyelids sometimes, and it's just not cute. So I just put powder on them. Normally if there's an event, then I will put eyeshadow on, do whatever, but when it's just day to day, just going out, simple stuff, then I just keep it chill and just put a little powder on top. I got this from literally Dollar Tree, I believe, and it's just this like Hydra Glow setting spray, Le Mercier, if I'm not mistaken, if I can read that correctly. Then I use this little brown pencil I got. I think this is an eyebrow pencil, I'm gonna be honest. I think I got this pencil like years ago, but it still lasts me to this day. But I just outline my lips, and then I go in with this little lip stain by Koki. And I honestly don't know what shade this is in, to be honest. I don't even know if it has it. Oh, it's Serenade, my bad. But I take that and put it on the middle of my lips. This is the final look. Wow! I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.